posted on the bulletin boards of Township Hall. Excuse me, we request anyone wishing to address council, please wait for the mayor to recognize you. Please state your name and address for the record, and please remember, all comments must be kept to 3 minutes or less.
Please stand for pledge of allegiance, a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Conrad,
Here.
Councilmember Coombs,
Here.
Councilmember Roy,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Perry,
Here.
Mayor Sippel.
Here. Okay, we'll move down to the work section. We have a proclamation I'm going to read. Support the drive sober, get pulled over, 2023 statewide Labor Day crackdown. Whereas approximately one-third of all fatal traffic crashes in the United States involves impaired drivers, and whereas about 37 people die in drunk driving crashes every day, or one in every 39 minutes. Impaired driving crashes killed 13,384 people in the United States in 2021, a 14% increase over 2020. And whereas impaired driving crashes cost the United States approximately $44 billion a year, and whereas about 31% of all traffic crash fatalities in the United States involve drunk drivers with high alcohol content above the legal limit. And whereas an enforcement crackdown is planned to combat impaired driving, and whereas the end of the summer/Labor Day period is traditionally a time for social gatherings, which includes alcohol, and whereas State of New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety and has asked law enforcement agencies throughout the state of New Jersey to participate in the Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over 2023 statewide Labor Day crackdown. And whereas the project will involve increased impaired driving enforcement from August 18, 2023 through September 4th, 2023. And whereas an increase in impaired driving enforcement and a reduction in impaired driving will save lives on our roadways. Now therefore, the Township of Lower declares its support for Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over for 2023 statewide Labor Day crackdown from August 18th, 2023 through September 4th, 2023, and pledges to increase awareness of the danger of driving while impaired by alcohol or drugs. We'll move down to the consent agenda at this time. Anybody from council want to comment on the consent agenda? No comment from council. Anybody from the public want to comment on the consent agenda? I see, and I'm going to close the public portion.
Approval of the minutes, August 7th, 2023. Resolutions 2023-282 through 2023-294.
Is there a motion to move forward?
I'll make a motion.
Second motion.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs?
Yes.
Councilmember Roy?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Perry?
Yes.
Mayor Sippel.
Yes. Engineer report?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'll be presenting the engineer's report on behalf of de Blasio and Associates, and we'll be giving an overview of all the capital projects currently underway in the township. The first project is the Diamond Beach Park improvements. The Diamond Beach Park improvements include new playground equipment, pickleball courts, a shade structure, single-use bathroom, and ADA access. The final design was presented to the Cape May County Open Space Board by our office on June 27, 2023, which received a lot of positive feedback. A public hearing for the project is scheduled for August 22nd at the Cape May County Board of Commissioners meeting. The project will enter into a public comment period, after which a shared service agreement should be put in place tentatively on October 10th, 2023. The project is scheduled for public bidding once formal approval has been granted from the Cape May County Board of Commissioners. The replacement of various pavilions project. The replacement of various pavilions commenced on May 15th, 2023, and the project has substantially been completed, and the pavilions are in full use. The only item remaining is installing the prefabricated shade structure on top of the pavilion located in the dunes, which is scheduled to be completed by September 2023. The 2023 NJDOT Municipal Aid Program reconstruction of Wildwood Avenue. This project is currently in the survey phase. Bay Drive was added to the scope of work by the township and is currently being base mapped. Our office also applied for an additional NJDOT Municipal Aid Grant money to supplement the existing NJDOT grant for this project. We received confirmation that an additional $175,000 on top of the existing grant is in place and is being awarded by the NJDOT for this project. Our office will be entering the design phase once base mapping is complete for Bay Drive. The reconstruction of Carriage Lane, Briarwood Drive, Bridle Path, Paddock Lane, Timber Lane, and Trotter Way. This project is substantially complete. All the pipe work and concrete work has been completed. The utility trenches have been paved, and paving is happening this week, and the project is on schedule to be completed by the end of August. The Lincoln Boulevard restroom facility. The bathroom building for this project has been erected, and the majority of the site work has been completed. The project is on track to meet its revised completion date, with the building scheduled to be completed by the end of August 2023, and the final paving of the street scheduled the week of September 9th. This is to reduce inconvenience for residents around the holiday weekend. The beach access path survey and installation. The beach access pathway project is currently in the design phase. Our office prepared and presented concept plans to the township and the Cape May Property Owners Association, which have been approved. We're now in the final design stage and working towards getting this project out to public bid. The Rotary Community Park renovations. The design for phase 1 of the Rotary Park renovation has been completed by our office, and the project went out to public bid on August 16th. A number of environmental permits are needed for this project, and our office prepared and submitted a letter of interpretation permit on behalf of the township to establish the wetlands that affect the site. This was formally approved by the NJDEP, which allowed us to go out to bid for phase 1. A $400,000 Small Cities DCA grant will be used to help fund this phase of the project. Our office is now working on phase 2 of this project, and we are currently applying for the environmental permits required for this phase. Once you receive approval from the NJDEP, we'll enter the design phase for phase 2. The Bay Outfall Extension Project is currently in the base mapping phase. All the outfalls have been surveyed. Once base mapping is complete and the permit requirements are determined, we will be entering the design phase of this project. The 2024 NJDOT Municipal Aid Program, the reconstruction of Ridgewood Avenue. This project includes the milling and paving of Ridgewood Avenue from Bayshore Road to the western end of Ridgewood Avenue. Our office has prepared and submitted a grant application on behalf of the township for this project to the NJDOT. We are awaiting approval for this grant still from the NJDOT. That wraps up the capital project overview. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Hanson?
No, thank you.
Mr. Laffey, you want to add anything? Nothing? All right, thank you, Mr. Hanson.
Thank you.
Mr. Douglas, you want to address council on an issue?
Good evening. All right, so last Tuesday night, the 15th of August, during the heavy rainstorm, we did again have an issue at Roseanne Avenue in the 200 block. So the grates within that chamber got clogged again, and it lifted the manhole covers off. So we responded, and a couple of the residents came out. And not only are they concerned about that again, they're also concerned about when these lids come off, kids tend to play in water. So if they're playing in that water and not realizing there's an opening there. So through some phone calls and such, late this afternoon, I talked to Dan Weaver from Gale Corporation. They were the distributor of the pumps at Clearwater and Roseanne, and talked about this grate screen that collects all the debris. So the debris that's being collected there is, leaves, grass that get in the storm drains, and then when you get them heavy rains, they wash, and it just clogs it so much it lifts the covers off. we didn't have any mud or debris, thrown across the yards or anything this time, luckily. So after these discussions and a discussion with the inspector who was on the job with the prior engineer that designed that job, two things were brought up. One, the screens in that chamber in the 200 block was actually a request of the contractor at the time to give some extra protection to the pumps. There is another bar screen right before the pumps in a chamber that's adequate to handle the bigger material. And then late today, talking with Dan Weaver from Gale Corporation, them pumps are designed to pump right through the vegetation, leaves, grass, small twigs and everything. So after that, in a discussion with Mark de Blasio, who was out on site Thursday with me, a lot of these pump stations are designed with no bar screen protection, and that was confirmed also by the pump distributor. So I think at this time that the best recommendation is going to be we're going to take them screens out of that chamber in the 200 block, and things should be fine at that point. So we won't have that issue. Some of the complaints of the residents that night were not only if a kid falls in it, but township spent quite a lot of money with that project, and with our manpower out there a couple times a week cleaning the debris off of these screens doesn't really meet their expectations. We're supposed to, do away with all that. So I think we're safe to say we're going to pull the screens. There's something we can put back in later on if we do have some type of an issue, but I don't believe we will. So that's the plan at this point, to remove them, and that'll take that danger and problem away from the 200 block.
I think it makes a lot of sense to me. I'm not an engineer, but it does make sense. You've talked to some experts that recommended that, so I think it's a good course of action to go with. So, what do you guys think?
It makes sense. If you have a bar screen at the pump station, which I know ones in the past that I've been around, that's the only bar screen that they usually have is right before the pumps. Right. And if it's wide enough, then the bigger debris will get caught and the smaller debris goes through. Makes a lot of sense. So remove that other one.
So we'll get that scheduled in and hopefully put that problem to rest.
Okay, thanks for coming out today.
Thanks, Gary.
Okay, now we open the session to public comment. Anybody from the public want to come forward and address council? Any comments? Yes, sir.
Washington Boulevard, North Cape May. I wasn't able to hear the last meeting, but I just want to tell you what a great job you did with the National Night Out and having the Amish Outlaws there. I thought it was a well-run night, got perfect weather, and maybe next year the council could think about having some other nights out where you have, a good group out like they did. The response was fine. I'm sure it was enjoyed by many that were out there. Also on the pavilions down Douglas Park, I know they're completed down there. They look beautiful. I was over in the Higbee Beach side, and my brother-in-law was down. I said, well, we'll go over to that side, touring around, looking over, and they look terrific.
Yeah.
They really do. But, great job again. Say if you could expand a little concert series. I know they have ones down the other way where you used to have them, but no fault of your own that you still don't control that. But still, maybe you can add a couple more. I think it's something the township, a lot of the people in the area like going to, whatever they are.
I like your thinking, Ray.
Yeah, agree. Thank you for your positive comments, Ray. Anybody else? Okay, Okay, we'll close the public portion, and we'll do some council comments. I'll kick it off with a few things. September 11th, which is a Monday, the township will have her annual remembrance ceremony at 5:30 PM at the museum at the airport. Again, that's Monday night, or Monday afternoon, we'll say, at 5:30 PM, 9/11 at the airport. The township will have a family fun night at the Clem Mulligan Park on September 8th from 5:30 to 7:30 PM. I'd like to thank the Public Works, while the superintendent is here, for helping out with the Foster House. Looks really good back there, and it's something we had to do, and I really appreciate the help with that, and the manager get involved. Just a reminder, our next meeting is Wednesday, September 6th, because Monday is the holiday, so the next meeting is Wednesday, September 6th. And that's all I have. I'll pass over to the deputy mayor.
That's one thing I want to mention. County of Cape May put out the bid, paving contract for Fishing Creek Road. It's out to bid right now, so my understanding is once they receive the bids, the contract will be awarded and they'll go out to work. So hopefully within the next couple weeks, maybe month. I don't know how long it's going to take for the bids to come in and get accepted and get to work, but it sounds like somewhere around September sometime, they may start the milling and paving.
27.
And that's going to be from Fishing Creek Road from Bay Shore to Tabernacle, I believe, which is phase 1 of the project. And that's really the worst part of that roadway right now, is from Bay Shore to actually Breakwater, but they're going to, go into Tabernacle phase 1. So Fishing Creek Road is shortly going to be paved.
It's good news.
Yes.
Anything else?
Nope.
Councilman Roy?
The only thing I have is in the Third Ward. The MUA is pretty much winding down on the installation of the mains, laterals and such for the sewer project. That should actually be coming to a close in the very near future, at which point I guess the MUO will begin services to the residents. So that's very much anticipated project to be completed back there, and I think it'll be a very welcome addition to the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Combs?
Yeah, unfortunately, this is our last meeting of the summer season, and with the end of the summer season, this school's session will be back in, so just wanted to point out that make sure you're careful driving out there and pay attention to the bus laws and rules. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Conrad?
Two things real quick. First one, the date we're looking for for Fishing Creek Road is, I believe, the 27th is the order to proceed. That way they can get to work, and I'm hoping they proceed then or sooner, because I drive that road at least 4 times a day, and it is horrible. I get calls about it, I get complaints about it. People hearing the date, they're happy that it's actually going, yes. The other thing, I want to give a shout out to Reno's. That's why I had to get the Jeep. Shout out to Reno's. They've been in business now, family business, for 40 years in the Villas, and they do a wonderful job. And to keep a business going for a small business like that for 40 years is a really good and big thing. That'll be it.
Okay, thank you. That ends the council comments. We'll move down to the closed session.
Resolution number 2023-295, a resolution providing for a meeting not open to the public in accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12. This is for attorney-client privilege.
Is there a motion for this?
Make a motion?
Second.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs?
Yes.
Councilmember Roy?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Perry?
Yes.
Mayor Sippel?
Yes.
Oh.